place where improv dreams come true. And all we need is you. It's the world's nerdiest improv show. WNIS, Weenus, don't you know? Get your internet connected on your screen aglow, and we'll make it up as we go. The world's nerdiest improv show.
Welcome, everyone. This is the world's nerdiest improv show, parentheses, WNIS, parentheses, Weenus.
And we are your hosts. I'm Katrina Charles.
And I am Jen DeHaan. There we go. I put our names up when we said them this time.
Amazing. And today we have a guest.
We do have a guest today. I'm really excited about having another guest.
I
2
know.
weeks in a row.
It's like we're on a roll. We're on a guest roll.
A guest roll.
Like butter.
Like a butter. Wait, like a butter roll?
Like butter on a roll.
Butter on a roll.
Yeah.
Or on a roll, like butter on a roll.
Rolling like butter.
You know what I really like?
What do you like?
Bread and butter pickles.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Do you like a bread and butter pickle?
You know, I've tried them before. I think I was like cautiously okay with them because I didn't it wasn't what I was expecting because I'm used to dill pickles.
Yeah.
This week, actually, I saw a tutorial on TikTok on how to make bread and butter pickles. And I now that I understand like all the spices that go in there, I'm like, oh, maybe I could try it again and like just know that it's going to be a spicy pickle. You know what I mean?
Oh, a spicy pickle. I've only had sweet ones. I don't know if I've had, maybe I've had a spicy version of a bread.
I guess I mean spice in the sense of like cinnamon and of those kind of spices. So
those kind of spice. I gotcha. Now you know what's going in, so you know what to expect.
Exactly. I think going blindly into a bread and butter pickle, it's not gonna be an experience you're expecting if you've just had dill pickles. So
I have a friend who is vehemently against the bread and butter pickle. Will only have a dill, but has actual real feelings.
Yeah,
bread and butter pickle should be banished from the earth.
Wow.
Level of feels about that type of pickle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to try again to have that kind of care about it.
I would like to feel that strong. I think about a general food item. Yeah. Well, I've been given a really bad time about zucchini for about 2 years on the Regis Discord.
Wait, you about liking it or disliking it?
About growing them, being someone that is a purveyor of zucchinis or anything zucchini related.
So people are against or for this?
They are against the zucchini. And I'll name names. It's Berg. It's Berg who teaches at World's Greatest Improv School, a member of Convoy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wait. So in our interview today, we talk about side beefs. Is this kind of a side beef?
It's a side. We will make it a side beef.
It's a side zook.
It's a side zook. It was, I detailed zucchini growing in 2022 when I took Berg's classes and never lived it down. Wow. Never lived it down.
What is the particular thing that Berg has against zucchini growing?
I think the fact that I do it.
Okay. So is there other things that you do that he is against just simply because you do them?
Living, maybe? I don't know. This is all a for fun beef. To clarify, it is a for fun beef. It's not a side beef. It's a for fun. For fun beefs are actually some of my favorite things. If
for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm taking it as completely serious. So
yeah, we should actually. It is very serious. Yeah.
Incredibly serious.
Incredibly.
So no, I completely understand having a stance on zucchini. That seems like a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Just know what your boundaries are when it comes to long vegetables.
So set the boundaries. Do you have any boundaries in mind that people should have?
Just like how long you should let a zucchini grow. Are you into small zucchini, larger zucchini? If not, no zucchini. Would you like a roasted zucchini or a grilled zucchini?
Yeah.
Are you for or against zoodles?
Oh, zoodles. Oh, that's a hot topic.
That is a hot topic.
Oh, we're going to hear it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just, it's good to know where you stand with those kind of things, much like pickles.
Much like pickles, bread and butter,
But
dill.
I wouldn't pickle a zucchini. It's like not that kind of thing.
Oh, really? Because you could pickle one if you wanted.
You could.
Yeah.
But I've also made the mistake of like, and this was long ago before I had actually cooked with zucchini at length. At length.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But I have accidentally mixed up cucumber and zucchini before in a recipe. I got a cucumber when I should have gotten a zucchini.
Ooh.
And I tried to cook it and it didn't go well. But just to squash any concerns, I have since learned what a zucchini is.
That is good. That is good for for your recipes and your eating pleasure.
It's much better. Highly recommend if you're going to cook with either of them to know what each one is.
Right. Well, on the note of cooking, which we seem to do every episode, we talk about food to a certain extent, which is fitting because let's talk about the soup of the week. We'll see. I might not have soup on. Let's see what we got coming up. Oh, no, we don't. We have soup. There we go. Soup of the week.
What kind of soup is this, Jen?
This one is a chili pumpkin soup.
Chili pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. A little bit spicy.
Sounds like spicy and like it would go good with zucchini, maybe.
Yeah, it probably would.
Right?
Yeah, you could.
If you have strong opinions about this, let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know if you would put zucchini on the side, if you would do some zoodles, or if you would put it on inside the soup, into the soup. Anyways, let's get to our interview, shall we?
Yes, so this week's interview, we're interviewing a wonderful person, Kane, who I had the pleasure of being in an online improv group with during the height of quarantine, 2021 and or so, which was very fun, but happy to talk to her today.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this. Learning more about Hill. All right, should we roll it?
Let's roll it.
Let's roll it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Hill. We have Kane here interviewing Hill, prolific improviser, huge improv nerd. We are so happy to have her on the show today. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you two are some of my favorites. Katrina and I go way back to pandemic online improv. We won't even say the name of the team. They don't exist anymore. We had a couple. We try to be politically sensitive to something that was happening in the world. So anyway, but yeah. And then Jen, I think I've known you since the very beginning days of We Jis.
Yeah.
Not weeness.
Not weeness. We Jis. Yeah. Completely different. Totally different.
Oh, different. They're never said accidentally instead of the other one.
Never. You get into so much trouble.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's why you have to think, Will, at the bottom of your website or whatever I was looking at, or the newsletter, because like, just in case you say we just instead of weeness or vice versa. Like,
yeah,
we cover the bases.
Yeah.
This is not a beer. It's sparkling water.
Okay, good.
It is. Yes, it could be beer drinking time on the internet. It's 5:00 anywhere on the internet.
Anywhere. Yeah, just change your clocks.
I've never been one to really follow that rule. Like, I drink when I feel like it, and I don't when I don't.
And that's good. I mean,
this is going well.
Coffee and water.
I'm still drinking my morning coffee. So.
Even though it's noon here,
I'm still getting the wheels turning.
Yeah.
But Hill, would love to delve a little bit into just like how you got started in improv, kind of maybe where your trajectory has led you, and anything about that.
Oh, well, let me give you the Reader's Digest version. No, it's really not that long. I was, like so many of us, right, in a horrible depression. I don't mean to say that in an insulting way, but, actors.
We've been there.
Comics, yeah. Really miserable in my life. And my boss was really nice. And he's like, you're going to explode. You know, this is not sustainable. You work too much, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I just wanted to take an improv class. And I grew up in the theater and dance and stuff. And he's like, go ahead. I'm like, what? That guy let me leave. I took 201 at UCB LA from 11 to whatever it was, 11 to 2, like the intensive. I got to leave school, go to the UCB, and then go back to my job like every day for 2 weeks. So I just classic UCB LA. My 101 class was half people that their agents made them take an improv class so they could put on their resume. It's like a thing in LA. Still friends with some of those folks. 201, 301, 401. Started doing the advanced workshops. Josh, his last name escapes me. He has at the clubhouse, which is still vibrant. He had a boot camp. It was a Herald boot camp, 2 weeks. I was actually off on medical leave for my depression. But it was great because like I was healing myself through improv. And I really think, and it's not just improv, it's the community and the people, because we're all nut jobs. And I love that about us. But it was great. And then on an indie team, Taylor's Helpers, Celibate Taco, just some weird, like they're practice groups and then they become indie teams, but they're coached. We had great coaches. And then pandemic. It's awesome. So, but because of the pandemic, I joined some online troops. Katrina and I had a mutual friend, or one of the people in the group had a mutual friend. So we were on an online team together. I was trying to support online improv, and look, can we just all admit it was not good at first? It was not good, but it
got its legs.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing all the talking, but it really did get to be good and sometimes great. Just like improv in real life, right? It's either good or great, kind of like a pizza.
Kind of like a pizza.
Kind of like a pizza. It's pizza. It's cheese, But yeah. So then, pandemic, got a lot of experience. Learned short form. Was on a short form team where the guy spun the wheel, and I think I was from no short form experience to 127 games in my pocket.
Oh yeah.
And decided to move to San Antonio. I was researching, and they seem to have like some good theaters. I was attracted to the Bear Stage theater, but they never reopened after the pandemic. And that lady had some side beefs, which is unfortunate, with some of the other club owners and improvisers. And oh my God, apparently like a huge divisiveness, you know what I mean, in the San Antonio community, which is small. Yeah, and then studied short form of comedy sports, studied long form here with the Denials, got on the Denials, which is the longest running San Antonio short form team. On a short form team? What? And what? I know, still was trying to get opportunities, and I just, I think I was a good community member. I supported other people. They started to notice me. I was in every workshop, everything, and then I finally got asked to join the Ladies Night Crew, which is at Black Potion, which was like a new theater and kind of like the It Theater. Then I even did some pickup shows and some matches at Comedy Sports long form. And then now I'm a show producer here in San Antonio. And it's just,
nice.
It's fun and weird to be on the other side of the show running.
Yeah. What kind of show are you producing?
I'm so glad you asked. I'm surprised I don't have it. It's called Combo Loco. It's a variety show. So like the one coming up March 15th, if anyone's in San Antonio, it's an early time slot, which is weird because improv here is all done at 10 and 10:30. So it has magic, puppets, stand-up, narrative long form, like montage long form, and then we do mixed doubles where we take two sets of duos, so 4 duos, and mix them up and put them in a new form and make them stretch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
super
incredible.
fun.
So
yeah,
you mentioned puppets and magic and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've heard about clowning being a thing.
I have clowning on my.
You have clowning. So what's going on where you live? Like, is there something that's sort of emerging as newly popular, kind of like clowning is, I guess, hot in LA? I don't know.
Is it? That's so funny. Well, then it will be hot here in about like 3 or 4 years, probably.
Okay.
But it does exist here. There's a new duo that is a clown and a gorilla, and the guy Clint Taylor, who is a good friend of mine, or he used to be until he broke up our long form team and didn't even tell me. Love you, Clint. Just kidding, but he did do that. No hard beef. He started.
Side beef.
Side beef.
Side beef. There we go. Manual button.
Thank you. Soundbite. He started a thing, and it's clown and gorilla, and they literally come out. He's just like a clown and the gorilla, and they try to do normal improv. I find it very distracting.
Wow.
So I have
wow. Wow. I have a calling there. Like, I would be the gorilla. They'd be like, why is there a random gorilla? Why is this happening? No reason.
Jen, it's hot in that suit. This is a full-grown man. And I was so glad that I recognized his voice. I'm like, that's Kevin Miller in there. Like,
I taught dance fitness in a 7-foot T-Rex, inflatable T-Rex. So, you know, I don't make sense.
All the time or just once? You do that a lot? Just once.
That was the brand, the T-Rex Dance Fitness. I'd do it
one day.
IV fluids after that. So here's the clowning that's in Combo Loco. We have a lovely community member named Lynn Thomas. They are pronouns they, them. They are prolific. They run the All Friends, the Friend Zone, which is a twice monthly show where it's experimental. So if you have a new duo or you want to try something, you go to the Friend Zone. It's a really warm, welcoming, safe space that they've created. And they are a clown. They do a yearly Pride queer, what do they call it? Queer cabaret. And they host the whole thing in full clown. And I think they even went to clown school with the Clint Taylor guy. So we have cast her as our meddling, zany, clowning, we call it clowning stage manager for Combo Loco, where she bothers people like right before they're going on, after they come back. And she's just going to be our zany stage manager, and she's going to take over and MC the second half of the show. She's got some ideas I don't want to spoil, but she's just going to be clowning the entire time, but subtle, kind of like a Cirque du Soleil clown, not a Barnum and Bailey clown.
Right.
Clowning.
Amazing.
Clowning.
What a cool thing that I've never looked into.
Yeah,
but I will.
Are you one of those people that are fearful of clowns because they can be scary?
I wouldn't say fearful. I would just say cautiously suspicious.
Cautiously suspicious.
It's truly a personal issue, and I'll work through it in therapy.
You definitely see, but you were here for you. We've got your back. Literally,
we do have your back.
I have been a clown a couple times.
Really?
For like my niece and my nephew, who are well grown up now, got the whole thing. Went to Santa Monica costume. Down famous place in Santa Monica. The big shoes, the nose, the rainbow wig, the stupid like all of it, and I was in law school, so money was tight, but I did it for my niece. And I think the children were 2 to 5 terrified of me. So it just, like much of my junior high school year, I just went around trying to get them to like me.
All I'm seeing right now is you and that, and a whole bunch of kids screaming, running away.
Yeah, I would take where I'd be like, shoo, and I would throw my red nose, and like then they would bring it back to me, and they'd be like, there you go, and then a little closer by closer until I baked them all and ate them for lunch. But it was a rough day. I'm kidding. It was a rough day.
Oh, I didn't think you were kidding.
And then I went. This is how bad my clowning career was. I was a gymnast and stuff, so I'm flexible and I can do like a lot of silly clown, like physical things. That was fun. But the outfit is big and sweaty. And then I went to return the outfit the next day. but the place was closed because there was a massive earthquake. So it must have been, that tells us when it was. It was 1997, maybe that's when it was. Huge earthquake, and all the bricks had fallen off all the stores on that street. So like, yeah. And then all I'm thinking of is they better not freaking charge me a late fee. This is a force majeure if I've ever been in law school. So this is what a force majeure is. Okay, I get it now.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Like
yeah.
an earthquake. So I don't have to pay the late because it's not my fault because of a force majeure.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Do you feel like your law background helps you in improv?
No, I think it hurts me.
Really?
So,
How so?
Well, it's fun whenever there are courtroom things because I can kind of help direct and make sure. But that could also be bad because it's improv and none of that matters.
Right.
But I don't know what came first. If I went to law school and became literal, I take things very literally, and you can't, like you always have to think. That's why I have a hard time with some of those word games, because it's like, oh no, this is what it means, but it all. So yeah, I think and you tend to be rigid and linear. So I'm always trying to like leave that outside and put on my other part of my brain, which I've always been in the arts and in some kind of creative endeavor, played music and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, instead of the angel and devil, I have the lawyer and the artist like constantly like doing this, fighting for my soul.
Fighting for your soul and having side beefs while they're at it.
Side beefs. I'm more like, I'm the person that ends up in the middle of the side beefs, not in like, I'm not a piece of beef. I'm like in the middle.
You're a side beef or a middle. You're the bun to the hot dog, but like a reverse hot dog.
Reverse hot dog. Let's call it. Reverse hot dog. But I mean,
like if the bun were in the middle.
We might all be thinking of something other than improv right now, but
I'm thinking of lunch.
Yes, what are you thinking about? Nope. Moving on.
Okay.
I don't like that my box is bigger than yours. That also sounds.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is Weenus After Dark.
Weenus After Dark, I suppose.
Is weenus, is that your funny bone? Is that what a weenus is?
I believe it's the skin on your elbow, if my 4th grade bully was correct.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's close to your funny bone.
Close to the funny bone. Funny bone adjacent.
It is, which makes a lot of sense for our show.
Where do I apply for the job? Where do I apply for the job where you get to name stuff? Because I want to name stuff for my. I'll name nail polish. I'll name body. I want to name stuff.
I feel like that's one of those jobs you just take, and then you get popular enough on TikTok that it just sticks.
Yeah, and then if you keep using it enough, and then add the hashtag, then it becomes a thing.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you can go on social media and see how many times your hashtag is getting used, and you can audit your hashtag. See, there's the lawyer coming out.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of funny bone adjacent, what are your favorite short form games?
Oh, okay.
Burn.
Burn. Short form burn.
Short form burn.
Anyways.
First of all, I'm just going to be really honest. I think short form games are games. I don't really think they're improv. I am definitely of that, used to be long form snob thing, because I got in an argument with someone that has a side beef with someone else I know. I'm in the middle. I'm the reverse hot side beef.
Side beef. There we go.
Sorry. That she was like, oh my God. And like, I don't get nervous. She's like, aren't you nervous? I'm like, no, short form doesn't make me nervous. Like, no. And she's like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, well, do I look nervous right now? Like, I know, I love when Katrina gets her what eyes?
They're so big too. It's like, I can't hide the what.
I don't know. It's like when you do that in improv, you give such good face. Like, I know exactly what she's gonna say face. Or what she's feeling by her face. It's a talent. But
Katrina has good face. Hashtag that.
Hashtag Katrina. Big eyes and face. So I do like playing four corners. Or is it pen left, pen right? I think that's fun. But a lot of these games that people call short form games, they're not good at them, and they become long form games just because they go on too long. Like some of those naive games, I was watching one the other night, and I felt bad. I wanted to leave. It was embarrassing. They just couldn't figure it out. And like, someone just say what it is so we can move on to the next thing, because we got 2 more things to get through. It was not funny. It was sad, and I was out of alcohol. Oh, it's all BYB here too. I should mention that in San Antonio. All the Improv, you could bring your own alcohol.
Wow.
They say beer and wine. One place doesn't sit, and I've like made shots for everybody as they came in.
Oh,
it's fun.
Wow. That sounds like a party.
The drunker they are, the bigger the side beefs.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah.
I just get in the middle of that stuff. It's like,
well, we were kind of talking before the interview, which I don't know if we're supposed to mention in the interview, the pre-interview, that
do whatever we want.
Whatever you want, your show.
Whatever we want.
True. Good to know.
The power.
We were talking about just like the improv community and like how valuable it is, but also how kind of like probably because so many people from so many different backgrounds exist in the improv space.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get some beefs. You're gonna have some disagreements, and I don't know, just how like I find like I don't have beefs anymore. I do feel like I am also like, hell, I get a little caught in the middle sometimes, and then I'm immediately like, I'm going to remove myself from the situation.
Let's talk to Jen about that, because Jen has to cast things, and I know people tell you like, don't put me on this person. I don't like that. Like, and you managed all those teams. Did the teams go away because of beefs?
No, it didn't. We're just trying new things. Yeah,
And
beefs do happen. I mean, I think it's inevitable. You have humans, you have beefs.
Ooh, but I don't know.
And listeners, if there's just a break in the conversation, it's because it got too real and we had to cut it out.
Yeah, we talked for about 15 minutes there and then cut it out. No, we didn't.
I mean, there was this woman new to the improv community, as I was, because I was from another state, and but I had brought with me like some really solid training that people didn't want to acknowledge, which was kind of funny. And then I even think used against me or whatever, like, well, you don't know, you do long form. Like, whoa, okay, at UCB, it's finest.
The long form, short form beef.
It's gonna go on forever, yeah.
It's like Romeo. It's the Montagues and Capulets of improv.
Is it Capulet? I've been saying it wrong.
Is it? What? How have you? What?
I don't know. I don't even want to say. I said Capulet, but
Capulet. They could be French.
Here, let me do it. Be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Capulet. I'll no longer be a Capulet. Doesn't matter. See, we don't care. We're not having a beef over it, because like no one really cares.
No, I don't care.
I like both of the pronunciations.
Yeah, like at the Super Bowl, which is super nerdy when I just watch it for the commercials, because I am in marketing, not the football. I don't really care anymore. Everyone learned that they'd been saying Temu wrong, because we were all been, I think, in our heads.
Oh my gosh,
Temu.
I know. I was a Temu person too, and I'm also concerned at how much advertising they could buy, because I feel like that is a really shady thing.
And I feel like selling a full tuxedo for $29.99 on a grown man, and you're millions of dollars in average. Yes, that is a legit beef.
I have a beef with Temu. It's not even a side beef. It's like a real beef.
Temu or Temu?
I don't. Well, that's one side of the beef is the pronunciation. The other side of the beef is what's going on.
You? Yeah.
How are you doing this? Feels weird.
Yeah. And then there's the passive aggressive beef.
I might be more of a fan of the passive aggressive beef.
Really
a fan of it.
I don't like it. I get mad when people at me in text and they do anything and like demand something or ask me something, or just, it triggers me, because this should be a conversation.
Yeah.
Don't come at me in a text and say, oh, are you, as an example, are you done with are we going to, I don't know, this this improv thing. I forget where it is. Are we going to Countdown Fest, or are you over our duo thing? And I'm like, it's not a text thing. You text somebody.
I do kind of want to clarify why I'm a fan of the passive aggressive beef.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I am the passive person in the passive aggressive beef. And so if someone's being passive aggressive towards me, I'm like, this isn't my problem because they're not being direct with me. So I don't need to deal with it right now.
Yeah, I ignored it. I think people should, when people come at you like that, especially in a modality that is inappropriate, that ignoring them is okay. But I also have that lawyer brain or whatever. Like if I see something, I feel like I have to answer it, or I'm being rude, or, but now, like, I'm learning as I get older that I don't have to respond to every text message. I can ignore it. I just like, but there are people that do it over and over to me. And I'm like, do I say something like, hey, I don't know, like 10X training. I have some 10X stuff back here. They teach you to agree with every objection, like agree with it. Doesn't mean like your heart and soul agrees with it, but you acknowledge it and you agree with it. And then you continue on to the close. So it's like, yes, I am a piece of poop. And I need your agreement here, here, and here. Like, just like kind of, that's how passive aggressive negation is that. Oh my God. It's a beef that I have. Yep. So I don't want to, I can tell you about specific beefs, but I think just the concept of them. And then if you are in a beef, like, can you just be an adult and just work with it? Don't bring it to my show and say, I would love to do your show, but not if blah, blah, blah is doing it. I'm like, are you serious? Are you 7? Come on. Yeah. I prefer that so-and-so have nothing at all to do with your show. Okay.
Yeah, it's difficult. And I feel like it's like it's a very common thing no matter what space you're in, like bands or theater productions, it's always going to be, there are people who don't.
Any community is going to
exactly.
have
there's humans.
There's
humans.
Yeah. And then then you do want to be like, is it the great Rodney King that said, can't we all just get along? Like,
no.
I feel like what he said was so beautiful and profound, and all he got was a big, butt kicking for it. But I'm with good old Rodney, Rodney King.
I think there is, value in having conflict because it allows people to learn and grow. But it is like also, because I've had conflict with people where we've disagreed, but then we've come to talk about it and we've been like, oh, I see your perspective. I see my perspective. This is how I still feel, but I see your perspective also. It is difficult to kind of have that conversation within like a space where you're only, I think that's another reason, like, I guess it's getting you to like getting to know the people you're doing improv with, or getting to know the people you're doing any show with. And I feel like Jen might have mentioned something like this before, because like, as soon as you start to get to know a person, you kind of give them more slack, and you just like, you're less judgmental, like as soon as you get to know the person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of valuable to like, even on improv, like, or online improv, to like hang out afterward a little bit, just talk, see what people's lives are like. Because if you're just seeing them for practice or just for the show, and like you're having some disagreement within that, like there's no context for like, oh, they've had like a really bad week, they're going through a really hard time, that's why they're being a little short with me, kind of thing. Like I find it very, very helpful to like, even just like in the most minimal way, just like know what someone's dealing with, or knowing how someone's like going about life right now.
Yeah. And that's good. And Jen, you facilitated that so well with the hangs, which I've gone to a couple of them, and it is great. And then, I was on the We Just House team, Baby Goat, and the entire team stayed together. We now are coached by a coach every other week. We pay money. I'm the treasurer, which is a pain in the butt, so I make everyone pay quarterly, because I am not chasing $8.50 from everybody every other week. Not going to do that. But I always like had this thing, because we don't really hang that much. But some people I've had many classes with, like Adema shows up. I'm like, I know him. I know his improv. and I like everybody, but I kind of had imposter syndrome. I'm like, oh, I don't think they like me. I think I'm good at improv. So when the whole team decided to stay together, it was very validating for me as a member of that team. Like, oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stick it out. But very common in San Antonio have teams that don't have a coach. They don't practice. They just show up and do improv together. And like, how good could that improv be when you don't really know? That's why Bangarang or a Sentimental Lady, I mean, they've been together for so long, and some members might come and go, but that core is still there. And you just, they're so good. They know what the other person's going to say before they say it.
Yeah, there's definitely value in getting to know your team members and doing improv long term too, because I do feel like there are people with different, like improv means different things to them. Like for me, it's very community based. Like I've met the majority of my friends through improv, and I think that's important. But then there are other people who are like, I want to get good at this for another thing, or like I want to, get good at it like that. And those are all like valid reasons to do improv, but I think it does help overall in the grand scheme of things to get to know people and kind of build a community in it as well.
I don't know how you don't. Like, how do you, like, it's a vulnerable thing. Even just playing some games or like word association or mind meld, like things come out of your mouth that aren't planned, and it's like,
oh my gosh, if you don't trust the people you're on stage with and you say something really weird and you're like, my brain just did it, I don't know why.
And it don't know why that came out.
Yeah, it's so much more helpful when you like have people that are just like, well, we know, we got you, instead of like, what?
I would rather be on a team with, let's say Herald team, 7 other people that I trust versus 7 people that are the best improvisers in the world. Because you'll get good. That trust will breed good improv and better improv. And I also noticed, like my friend, Mr. Potsy, I'll just call him by Mr. Potsy. He's an engineer, so we meet almost once a week, and we like critique in a kind way, like review all the shows from the weekend, and we're both very linear, so it's kind of funny. But I forgot why I'm even telling you this, but I remember. So we talked. He calls it priority differential. It's like when people are on a team, and like for me, it's like my number one hobby. It's like next to eating, sleeping, and like trying to make money. Like it's improv, and I love it. It's my number one hobby. And like anyone I'm on a team with, like usually is the same thing. But then you get people like that changed, and now they're not into improv; they're into something else. Or many other things, and I'm just like, it's hard for me to like not get resentment about it. I know. I might have to start a beef.
Oh no!
Oh, you have to start that beef. No beefs.
No beefs.
Hill, do you have, on that note, on the note of beefs, do you have anything you'd like to plug before we wrap things up?
Well, I have a little tiny fledgling online school. It's not meant to compete with anything that Will Hines is doing. Actually, I have his blessing, but it's supposed to be for people in San Antonio. But people in San Antonio don't like online improv, so I do workshops. There's one coming up on Sunday with Michelle Gilliam. It's really cool, and that maybe we could put the link in the show notes. Oh, it'll be over. But anyway, it's fine. I just think it's not getting off the ground. But if you're in the San Antonio area on March 15th, come see Combo Loco. But I do plug all the Ouija's jams, all the Queen City jams, like improv, 7 days of improv. If you're not doing something related to improv every day of your life, you're just probably not an improv nerd. Like,
oh my.
That's
I know. Strong fighting words. Those are some
that
words.
Is fighting words. We want to hear about something in the chat right now. Are you doing improv 7 days a week?
There've been 5. I think 5 days is what you need to get your improv nerd card. And then if you're an overachiever, like many of us are,
then
you
get a little gold star on that card.
Also, I think like D&D counts.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So if you're doing improv and or D&D 7 days a week, you're in the club.
We have like a fully like sells out $15 instead of $10 once a month D&D improv show where like they roll the thing, they go on a campaign. It's like an ongoing saga.
Oh my gosh.
Most popular improv show in San Antonio. It's called Monsternomicon. Second Friday of it. There, I'll plug it for them. Second Friday of every night at
There we
Comedy.
go.
Cool.
Another plug.
Another plug. I don't really have anything to plug. You guys have anything to plug? It's your show.
We'll plug in the show.
You have a section later on, like stop directing us.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. We appreciate your guidance and your vision.
Need the help. We always need the help.
Is that really Will Hines? Because my thing to have it like doesn't expand out. Is that a Will Hines picture?
It is. Yes,
it is. It's an old one. We've since changed it, but
yeah.
My favorite part of the show is when you guys change the picture. It's fun.
Changing.
And also, I'm not going to lie. Many times, the soup that has sponsored you is soup that I eat that week because it makes me crave it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
I'm very.
I love that.
A lot of our recent recipes are on Jen's plant-based recipe website.
Wow.
Yeah.
Plantbasedrecipe.com.
What is it?
Plug.
Plantbasedrecipe.com. I know. I've saved some recipes. I keep needing to go to the grocery store and actually get the
I
ingredients.
know. And the best thing about making soup is how your house smells for like the whole week. Oh.
And then how your pot just sits in the sink for 7 days.
Yeah.
While you're doing improv.
So long. Yeah.
I allow myself to only watch TV as I'm cleaning my kitchen. So like I started
putting TV on in there and it helps for about 10 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to go.
It's a struggle. The struggle is real.
Struggle is real.
If I did less improv, I'd have a cleaner kitchen. But would my life be any better? No,
it would not. And that is why you get your improv nerd card with the star in the corner. And if you do tabletop RPG, you get another star because you're extra nerdy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to need to I'll make a printable nerd card for us.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, neither have I. And I just got my nerd card revoked.
No, you can still you check all the other boxes.
I just don't get the second star.
You don't get the star.
I have played Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not great at it. I get distracted too easily. I keep trying to like dig things or like kill people, and people are like, "Don't do that," and I'm like,
Yeah, it's also based on a caste system, which I kind of have a visceral reaction to. And in the beginning, like all the nerdy boys who I had crushes on played it, and they wouldn't let me play because I was a girl. So I'm bitter.
Yeah,
it's
fair to have a bitterness.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's only in D&D that I try to kill people. Nowhere else.
No one is thinking otherwise until you say.
I just want to make it real clear.
Yeah. Oh, we're making things clear here about the passive aggressiveness, and then about potential.
I don't get passive aggressive. I get even.
You get my good.
Let's see the eyes, Katrina. Let's see
the eyes. Do the eyes. All right, podcast listeners, you'll have to tune into our YouTube for this. We're all doing our big eyes. And with that, we lost all of our viewers, I'm sure. But thank you, Hill, for joining us today. I'm going to say today because this is going to air later, and it's going to air at a different time. And by air, I mean stream, just to get that accurate. And thank you so much for joining us, Hill.
Thank you so much, Hill.
I love you guys more than air. Thank you so much.
We appreciate being part of your community.
Oh,
your non-beefing community.
No. We're plant-based.
I'm coming, and I have no beefs.
No
beefs because I'm plant-based.
No
beefs.
What's happening? No beefs.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much again, Hill. This has been wonderful, and go do some improv.
I'm on my way right now to a jam. No, I'm kidding. A little bit later. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this part of the show. That was a great interview.
It was really fun. It was great talking with Hill. Thank you, Hill.
Thank you so much, Hill. Just amazing energy. A lot of fun. Definitely. And if you're in that area, go see those shows.
Yeah, definitely.
Or the next ones, I guess. Future ones.
What day is it?
March 7th.
Nice. Thank
you. Like everybody listening be like, what's the point of this? All right. I don't even know. I don't know.
I feel like anyone listening is like, what's the point of this podcast?
Yeah, it could be. So if you know, please let us know by sending us an email or something. But we're moving on to word of the week. All right, let's see what we got for the word of the week this week. I guess I should say why do you have a word of a week on an improv show? Good question, you. These are words that you can use in your scenes to spice them up, to add some interest, or maybe just like this might be a character for you. This word of the week, potentially. Biblioclept.
Yeah.
Biblioclept. Now, what does that mean, Katrina?
Well, it's a book thief.
A book thief. Someone who steals books.
I was gonna say I've been a biblioclept, but it wasn't really stealing. It was more in college, back when like you could easily sell textbooks online. A lot of people would put them in like the free piles at the end of the year. They would just throw books in there if they couldn't sell them at the bookstore, and I would then take them and sell them on the internet.
Well, that's not thieving. That's smart. That is entrepreneurial.
Exactly. So that was how I probably one of the few ways I made money in college was just taking other people's scraps and selling them on the internet.
Hey,
and
that is
you know
smart.
what? Maybe I should take that up again. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do that from thrift stores, although that can be a problem because people need the thrift stores. But
well, now the thrift stores are all really expensive because people do that. So yeah. I think I would stick to like if people leave stuff on the side of the street or something like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But then you have to like fix things up. Which I have done before, but I'm too much of a germaphobe now to do that, I think.
I was just saying you'd have to do sniff tests on a lot of things.
Yeah, sniff tests, just like general disinfect everything kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, spice up your scene like a bread and butter pickle.
Or bread and butter, bread and butter.
Bread and butter picker.
I guess you could if you were in a place with multiple bread and butters to choose from. Sourdough, bread roll, etc.
There you are.
Types of butter.
A bread and butter picker.
Yeah, there we go. We just made up a new thing.
Amazing.
Improv.
So much improv.
It's
almost as if this whole show is improvised.
Yeah, it's almost like it is.
It's almost.
It is. I mean, if this show was scripted, there'd be a lot of people going, really?
I wouldn't want writing credit.
I wouldn't want the writing credit for this either.
That's a non-attributed. No attribute. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just something that doesn't happen. Everyone, this show is definitely not scripted.
Not scripted.
But if you'd like to send us a script, this is where you would do it. You would do it at ween.is, WEEN.is. That's how you can reach us. If you want to be a guest on the show like Hill, you can reach us from this website or our social media, WN Improv Show. Do you think they will, Katrina?
Do I think they will reach out?
Yeah.
Let me think about it. I think
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm getting some energy.
Yeah, I'm getting energy
some reach
too.
out energy.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I'm going to run our ad. Before I forget, we have an ad, and then we'll be back after the ad. So how about we do that? All right, roll an ad.
Have you been raised to never let history repeat itself? You might be living in a world of first beats only. How do you know if you're trying to survive on first beats alone? Symptoms include your first beat was frat bros heading to Burning Man, and your second beat was something unrelated about two sisters gossiping about 90s after-school specials or something. Or you thought of a perfect Rooster callback, but you kept your mouth shut because you thought no one needed to revisit that great farm scene. Or you could have made a solid pigeon pecking connection during the third beat, but you didn't because it would have been too much to go back 30 minutes in the set. You know you're living an anti-second beat lifestyle that rejects historical repetition if this very advertisement gives you chills. nausea, acid reflux, a bad case of heartburn, vertigo, unrelenting jazz hands, and chills. If any of these symptoms resemble your history-hating reality, you are living in a world of first beats only, and you need help from us here at Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical. At Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical, you'll redo history. You'll get reps of beats. History starts repeating itself by noon, and you receive the same dry toast you got for breakfast, and also for lunch, and also for dinner. Oh, that asshole who stole your parking spot when you arrived? Don't worry, you'll see them again. We assigned you parking spot 17F, and we also hired Logan to pull into 17F seconds before you arrived. In fact, we'll assign you the task to go off-site and pick up more Post-it notepads for Do It Again, Please, and Improv Sabbaticals, central office 5 times per day for the length of your stay. And every time you repeat this task, Logan will be waiting for you in their RAV4 and pull into 17F right as you pull up. Good work, Logan, and good work you for reliving this annoying experience 5 times per day. Doesn't seem funny yet? Don't worry. The 11th time Logan pulls into your spot, you'll get it. 'Cause that's why you're here. You need to learn. Get it. You'll marinate on that great comeback while you're in aisle 5 at Office Depot. That's where the Post-its are. And eventually you'll tell off Logan perfectly. Every time. So many beats. So much opportunity. So much Logan. Here at Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical, we believe a joke gets funnier the more times you say it. And that dry toast gets moderately tolerable by day 8. But best of all, we'll let you mangle your second beat with a premise that barely resembles the first beat, but at least demonstrates you are moderately aware of the relevant concepts and technique by the time you drive home from the sabbatical. Don't live in a world of first beats only. There's always more roosters to call back, and there's always more Logan. So call us at 1-800-555-BEAT. That's 1-800-555-BEAT. Call me, please.
All right. We're back, and we're at the very bottom end of the show.
We are.
Mm-hmm. So what do we have left, Katrina?
Oh, well, we have to change the wall artwork, and then we have to plug some stuff.
Yes, we do. All right, well, let's change that wall art first. All right. Changing of the Will Hines. What do we have this week?
What do we have?
Oh.
Very nice.
Very professional this week.
Very professional. It makes me feel like I should have worn a tie.
Yeah. Podcast listeners, we have a Will Hines and a tie this week.
And a tie.
Yeah. No more hat. Lost the hat. Gained a tie.
It was a good hat. It was a great hat, actually.
Great
I love the hat.
Yeah.
I will remember that hat.
It is. It's similar to, I believe, a hat that Elton John wore in I'm Still Standing video, perhaps?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sort of a straw hat, just for our
Yeah,
podcast
like one of
listeners to...
One of those flat tops, round, then flat brim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Kind of like a barbershop quartet hat, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, the flat hat.
Yeah,
Flat
but this
straw hat.
week, we're back to shirt and a tie.
Shirt and a tie. Now we're all business.
And we are business, and it's time, therefore, for...
Plugs.
We're all business.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to plug?
Did we forget to do that last week?
We did forget to do that last week.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's okay. I didn't have anything to plug last week, and I don't have anything to plug this week.
Oh, all right. Well, that's okay. I'll plug World's Greatest Improv School. It has lots of online classes. I have a class coming up on April 13th. It's another characters class, only characters series ish, but they're one class each. This one's about heightening you, being relatable, being a relatable character, and then heightening from there.
That's
yeah.
exciting.
All right.
That's gonna be a fun
it'll
one.
be fun. I hope it'll be fun. It'll be
be
fun. Oh, it's
Jen-
always fun.
Jen's character classes are always fun. Highly
Thank
recommend.
you.
Definitely worth a
Thank you.
take. Worth
a gander.
Worth a gander.
Worth a gander. All right. Well, I think we're right at the bottom of the show. Should we run some credits?
Let's run those credits.
Let's run those credits. Oh, I always enjoy this credit music.
It reminds me of how I'm going to go eat some pickles after this.
Yeah, I might go have some pickles as well. Some dill pickles, though. I don't have bread and butter pickles.
I'll send you that the TikTok for the recipe for bread and butter pickles if I can find it.
I love that. Oh, there's a pickle soup, too.
Ooh.
Oh.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's good. All right.
Come back next week for pickle part 2.
Pickle part 2 and blackout.